In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast.
Now we're recording.
Now
Here we
we're
go.
recording. Now that we've... All right, the debate's over.
Yeah.
All right. And basically, I like bitches who can fight. That's what we decided. No, it's Friday. We're in our... Well, it's just a 3-way this time.
Yeah.
Just a little 3-way action. Got a stick in my hand. Got a drink on the table. Dave,
Yes.
what are we about to do?
Oh, we're masturbating.
That's right. It's time for Freedom Friends Master Debate, solving the world's problems one mediocre topic at a time. Basically, how this works is our producer, Justin, extraordinaire, will give us a random topic that sometimes comes from his brain, the internet, or from some of you listeners out there. And we make a mockery of it and usually end up going off on tangents and talking about shit that's other than the topic. Is that pretty accurate, Jess? Would you say?
What?
Right on.
Yeah.
Justin, what you got for us this week?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
So a listener, Ben Carpenter, wants to know, would you rather an all cash or all card society?
I will tell you right now, I've never been able to negotiate with a card.
That's
Ooh,
true.
it's a valid point.
Money talks.
It's true.
And
Green is green, man.
you put money in somebody's face, their fucking tune changes real quick.
It's very true.
You know, like especially during the Craigslist buying days,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like you
Yeah.
show up with a wad, and I don't give a fuck that it's $1,000 under your asking price. It's money right now.
I just did it when I bought Caitlin's motorcycle.
Yeah.
I showed up. They had an asking price. We called, wanted to see it. What showed up, wrote it, walked out, and had an envelope, and literally went, "Hey, how many Benjamins is it going to take for this to go home?" And I bought it for $1,000 cheaper than they had it listed because I had greenbacks. It wasn't, I'm going to Zelle you. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
It's not Cash App. It's not whatever. I had American currency.
Nope.
I've also been, and so have you, in some rather shitty parts of the world. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have never been able to solve a problem with my fucking debit card.
Oh, yep.
Like,
But I've had a wad of cash that.
and it's solved a lot of fucking problems.
Yep. When you contractors know this well. Like we have a go bag. Each one of us had a go bag, and in that go bag, it was standard issue. You have at least $500 on you in cash.
And I'm going to tell you right now,
10s and 20s.
American currency plays everywhere.
Yep.
Green paper is the most powerful thing in the world.
That is the truth.
Everywhere. I have been in Central and South America, all over Africa, shittier parts of the world. American currency has answered a lot of fucking problems. And we've all fucking seen it. You've seen those pictures of people tearing apart walls in fucking war zone countries and stuff like that. And there's just stacks of American money in there.
Yeah.
You've seen that in America.
Yeah. Like
Sometimes in major churches.
Well, who's got that kind of money?
True.
The religious.
Yeah. Cash is always king. Always king.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dave, you're a bargain shopper.
Yeah.
Like you are a bargain hunting son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And you have been known to you hit up the websites and the auctions and stuff looking for good deals on various things that you enjoy doing, right?
Okay.
How much easier is it when you walk up like what Jazz just described with an envelope of cash?
The car out back's a perfect example.
Yeah.
I mean, I think granted, I've thrown, I don't know, about $550 at it since I brought it home, but I also bought it for $1,500 less than what he wanted for it because I had cash in my pocket.
Yep.
Cash is king.
Yep.
Every time. A really good friend of mine does HVAC work.
Yeah.
And I called a friend of mine whose unit went out, and my buddy called him and he was like, "Hey, it's going to be this much cash." And he's like, "Cool, I'll have a check for you." And he's like, No. If you have a check for me, it's this much.
Yeah.
If it's cash, it's this much.
Yeah. You smelling what I'm stepping in, guy?
And
Yeah.
and the guy I turned him on to is a small business owner and the whole, and he got it. And he was like, "Nope." He was like, but he was supposed to meet him at like 5:30 at night. And this is when he found out. And he was like, "I'll have it all for you tomorrow. Instead of just giving you a check for a deposit when you come tomorrow, I'll have all the cash." And he saved like $1,500 because my buddy's like, look, if I deposit that check, now it has to go into my bank account.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Now the IRS can see it.
now it can all be visible. But if
Yep.
it's cash, I can just keep that around. I can deal it out as I want and blah,
Yep.
blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. One thing I have to give my buddy, though, is he puts everything. He has a Delta Sky Miles American Express card. Everything goes on that thing.
Smart.
All of it. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Smart.
I just saw him today. He bought some stuff for me and he was taking his daughter upstairs to get froyo. And I guarantee you the $700 and something he spent with me went on that Sky Miles card and that froyo went on that Sky Miles card.
Sure.
And his bill will show up at the end of the month
And his gas.
and he'll pay the bill. It'll go to zero. He will carry no balance. So he'll never pay interest.
But he gets double points for paying it off sooner.
That motherfucker, I guarantee you could fly around the world twice at this point on what he spent with me
Yep.
on that Sky Miles card.
Yep.
But he pays everything on it every month. But he does cash business on the side on top of his, and he actually just got his 100% from VA too. So
Nice.
he's yeah, I mean, like cash is king. There's no fucking way it'll ever leave.
It's like I'm going to Normandy next summer.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to France next summer.
For the 80th.
Yep. And the jumps actually opened up yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
you know, where you could buy the jumps.
I know.
And they are real proud of them. But you're jumping on the 80th into Normandy, right? Like, it's an experience that I am willing to pay for, right?
It's almost like you'll still never be there.
But I will bring fucking cash with me.
Yep.
Like,
By the way, my wife spent some time like in Normandy.
Yeah.
When she was living in France.
Yeah.
And she was like, they are so pro-American there.
yeah, it's
To this
basically,
day.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like they are still so pro
Yeah,
fucking
it's like going to fucking Ohio.
pro-US.
like it's
like-
not.
Like if you're an American that shows up there, you're still a rock star.
Yeah.
Like that area of the world has just never forgotten.
Those ones didn't forget. Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Which is weird because it seems like we forget real fucking quick here in this country.
Of
but-
course we do.
But
Well,
those
that's like I got
guys-
my wife. I was on the phone with you when she called me.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking guilty of it. She was like, hey, are we going to be open on 9/11? And I was like, oh, fuck, right. That's like in a week. It's like,
Yeah.
And and you'd think, given our line of work for a while, that date would be a little bit more,
I mean, fuck.
it'd be a little bit more on my radar.
So I lost an uncle.
Yeah, but I'm like, but I was like, oh shit, that's in a week. I forgot we turned it into a holiday.
yeah, Patriots Day, right?
It bugs me a little bit that we still haven't done it for December though.
What do you mean?
Like we there is no fucking Pearl Harbor holiday.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Like we did it for 9/11.
Well, it's Pearl
but we-
Harbor Day, but it's not.
but it's not a holiday.
It's not a fucking federal
Like,
holiday.
people-
where we get like,
People post shit for the 12 people that are still alive
Yeah.
that were
Yeah.
around when it happened.
Yeah.
But like the bulk of the nation was alive for 9/11.
Yeah.
And I forgot it was a fucking holiday.
but well, I mean, you got to think. Like,
It's also been a holiday for like 3 minutes. I don't.
yeah, that one. I'll give you a pass on that because it's again 3 minutes long. It's been a fucking holiday.
Well,
right?
it's like
But why hasn't Pearl Harbor been moved to that yet? To that status? Like that's weird to me.
yeah.
You know
You
what
mean
I mean?
the day that pushed us into the Great War,
right?
where the rest of the world just refers to it as the war?
the war.
Like,
Yeah, we're the only ones that calls it World War II.
yeah.
Because
And
because
the-
we were in two of them before, or we were in one before that.
But so is the rest of the world. That's
Yeah.
why they get the title World War.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but the rest of it calls it the war
Yeah.
or the Great War. Like the war to end all wars, the greatest generation. Like it's got so many fucking nicknames. We haven't holidayed that.
That seems very weird to me.
And that was actually a military strike. That wasn't some cowards with a box cutter. That was a military strike. It like
Yeah, that was force on force, man. That
it was horrific.
It was terrible. But you're right. It was a
But I could at
military
least
tactical-
admire it from the standpoint of this was a military force that took a military target,
Yep.
and that's what they did. It
Yeah,
was
they didn't go
not a
after
terrorist
civilians.
attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was horrific, and you know I'm going to lament any loss of American life
Sure.
and most life for
I mean,
that stone. I'm not an
to be fair,
inherently violent person.
We
but-
dropped the sun on them twice.
but, well, you know, fuck around.
An argument could be made that we did a terrorist attack.
See, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. Though.
And
You
in
know, there's
all
a matrix.
fairness, we gave them several years
Absolutely.
of traditional shit to figure it the fuck out. And then we were like, all right,
Hey, Mr. I am become death. I need a hand.
Yeah. Stop fucking around, literally.
Hey, Opie, get over here.
Go fucking make this thing.
Well, the first one should have told.
That's true.
Like they
That's true.
should have got the hint.
You're right. The second one's there. The second one's on them.
Yeah.
Because we absolutely gave them a few days to figure that one out.
Yeah, that's very true. They're like, all right, guys, we need to fucking throw the white flag up because they just fucking annihilated a city with one plane. Like, maybe it's time we shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Like,
and in all fairness, if something that catastrophic happened to you, I don't think you're going to brace up and go like, there's got to be another. It was
especially back then.
At that point.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, you
At
gotta
that point,
look at America.
We had no idea
And
what the
nobody did.
fuck that thing was going to do. So the first one goes
Like,
off and it's just like,
sorry, we didn't know it was going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, 72 hours of just standing there going,
that was a warning shot at
The
his feet.
fuck?
Yeah, but you're a grenadier.
like, I
That's
mean,
like if a fucking toddler kicked me in the leg and I punched it. That's
Yeah.
They're like, what'd you do that for? Well, you hit me first.
there's going to be 72 hours of people going like, why the fuck did you punch the kid? And it's like, well, he did it first. You punched a toddler. And it's like, they're,
I'll do it again, motherfucker.
Keep fucking
and
talking
then
shit. You're getting another one.
72 hours later when the toddler's going to be like, I'd do it again. You're like, all right, we're going to tell the toddler to knock it the fuck off.
Right? Well, at that point, finally, the parents are like, all right, kid, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This guy clearly doesn't give a fuck anymore.
At that point, the toddler's like, all right, I give. They're like, fucking. But
I haven't even recovered from the last concussion. Now I got to deal with this one.
Yeah. like,
Got a deviated septum.
you know,
Another kid snores for the rest of his life. Won't make eye contact.
the only issue that I have with
That's
the
a
fact,
thing in Japan. They won't make eye contact with Americans.
No.
Like as you walk down the street, they won't make they don't make eye contact.
Really?
Yeah, it's considered a sign of respect because they lost, and that's even civilian populace still to this day.
Wow, I did
They
not
look
know
like-
that.
Dude, we bombed them into population decline.
Oh,
Like
no.
they don't make copies.
Yeah,
anymore.
but
Like
They're still not allowed to have a standing military. We
Dude.
were like, all right, look.
I remember a buddy of mine was married to a girl, or he was dating her at the time, but she was from Hiroshima. And when I met her, I was like, "Oh, you're from Hiroshima?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You got like extra eyeballs or an extra twat or like what's going on?" And she's like, "What?" And she didn't get the joke, and she's Japanese. And me and my buddies found it hilarious.
By the way, the Japanese don't do sarcasm.
no,
No.
they don't.
Really?
They don't know
It's
about.
an insanely literal society.
oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, like
Now
you'll never see a Japanese comic.
they have a different level of comedy though. So like they will just there's no filter. They will just say, especially if you get them drinking,
Oh,
They will
drunk
say
Japanese dudes are the best.
whatever the fuck they want.
They're so much fun.
But they will say it, and then but
I've gone on
the way they
day-long
communicate,
benders with motherfuckers who I could not communicate with.
but the way they communicate sarcasm is they will say something and then just start laughing, like immediately. They all laugh at their own shit. So they will say something and just immediately start laughing, and that's the filter of
you know
Oh,
those
this was a joke.
You know-
that
you know
was a
those-
joke.
You know all those girls that your generation jerks off to? They go,
Yeah,
that.
all of your cat girl, e-girl shit. That's
I don't want to go to Japan.
It's that.
Let's go, waifu.
I mean, look, we were talking about
Witness me, senpai.
Subaru.
Sun Japan. Fuck you. All
Yeah.
right. I've watched
You know-
you do coke off a fucking bar, you stupid cunt. All right. It was-
I do love though the amount of money that Americans have made off of this fucking obsession.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
Like so that place that was upstairs from me,
yeah.
that sells all that anime shit. He's moved downstairs. He's now across the fucking
Yeah.
road from me, like across that hall.
Yeah.
And we're already planning how much we can leverage off of each other. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like because we have a lot of crossover.
Sure.
And like my
You're gonna
buddy
get
that I was
some
talking about,
weirdos in your bar
I don't
now.
give a fuck.
Weirdos have money, dude.
Do you know what's great about all those motherfuckers? All those dudes will go and they will work whatever job they have to make their money. And they will live in some fucking 400 square foot studio apartment
Yep.
to buy their collectibles.
Yep.
And so they all come in and their
Like
car
the only reason they have a two bedroom is because they needed a room for all
to
their
hold
shit.
all their shit.
Yeah.
And what's great about, I love those fucking dudes. So they will walk from Ray's place over to my place and they will pick shit up and they do not ask for prices. It's just I need this. Cool.
Yep.
Swoop. And you just fucking hand it back to them.
Yep.
They don't care. Priorities are fucking there. And I admire it. The problem I have with that is I have too many fucking hobbies.
Same.
And that's the difference is that we're 40.
Yeah.
And so it turns into like, I have all these hobbies. I'm just averaging our ages. You've got me by like 18 months.
It's close enough. I'm 41. You're 39. It's the
that's
same.
I'm just averaging.
We're 40. Yeah.
And so, but the difference is that we're 40 and have 40-year-old money.
Yeah.
So we can have a bunch of hobbies. And then people that are like his age go like, I don't understand how you can do all this. And I'm like, wait 15 years.
Yeah.
Then you can figure out why you can do this.
Yeah.
Double your average annual income and then see what happens.
Yeah. Well, that and I'm not fucking spending $300 a night in the bar. Like I was drinking so heavy. Like a Tuesday was normal for me to blow a $300 bar tab. Right. Like I don't do that shit anymore.
You know that
That's why I drink at home.
And then
yeah.
and my wife and I are dinks.
I didn't because I was motivated by pussy.
Yeah.
And there was no pussy at the house. I had to go out to find it. Like that's all my head thought of.
Well, and then
in my 20s.
My wife and I are
vagina.
My wife and I are dinks. So
Yeah.
it's dual income, no children.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like look at Jim. Look at Big Jim.
Yeah.
Big Jim and Julie.
How are you doing this, that, and the other? And you go on these trips or whatever. Kids are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I'm very lucky. My kids aren't crazy expensive. Like considering.
But you still have all the rest of it. That's still
Sure.
2 more mouths to feed.
Yeah.
It's more
absolutely.
electricity. It's more water. It's more like everything is higher because
Like
you
I
have
don't think
extra bodies.
I don't think I'd have a 2,800 square foot house if I didn't need it. You know what I mean? But I need it.
What are you trying to say?
You probably don't need it.
But I can.
But yeah, sure you can. I can. It's like shit.
It's like, well, I've got 3 kids, and I'm like, no, I've got 3 bikes. I don't,
Yeah. I mean,
and mine don't talk back.
well,
Need a 1,200 square foot house.
Except
with
for
a
the last
4-car
road glide
garage.
that fucking had a little bit of an
neither
electrical.
do mine.
Made of fucking love and discipline. We talked about this.
I'm gonna get that tattooed.
If I was ever going to get a hand tattoo,
It'd be a pretty good one.
just
Yeah.
on the inside of the love and then on the outside, discipline.
It'd
Yeah.
be pretty good.
But yeah, I don't know. It's all about priorities. You wanted to be a dad.
Mhm.
Like I've heard, we've talked
I did.
about that extensively.
My boys were planned.
Very planned.
Yep.
Like it was
Like to the month. Almost.
But I mean, it was where you were at in your career, where you and Haley wanted to live. Like everything was, it was a plan.
It was a
You
plan.
wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
In your situation, I'm fucking about it.
Sure.
Because you absolutely wanted it. Now you waited till you were much older.
30.
I mean, I totally fucking agree with that. My parents were 20-something-year-old parents.
I didn't
and
want
it
to
is
be because there's a sweet spot.
and you don't want to be so old that now you can't like participate.
Yeah, like
Right?
I can't like play fucking catch with my kid because I'm in my 60s and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening? And then he like I die by the time he's 20.
So,
Like that's not cool.
well, you know how much like you know how close Kibby and I are.
Sure.
No, that kind of stuff. Kibby's 31.
Mhm.
He has a 2-year-old little sister.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck his parents were thinking. That's bananas.
The fuck,
Dude,
like
my older brother.
Kibby, I love you, and I don't mean to air your shit, but the fuck. Well, in all fairness, Kibby and I've had this conversation. We were like, even Kibby was like, dude, now she's a fucking sweetheart.
Yeah.
God damn, that kid is awesome.
My older brother had a daughter. She just started school. I think he had her at he was like 45 when he had her. And I'm like, what are you
They're
doing,
fucking
bro?
nuts, man.
Like, what are you doing? Like, that's fucking crazy.
But I've
dude.
talked to
Like,
my parents about it extensively. My mother was 20. My dad was 23.
Yeah.
And both of them were like, well, I wasn't supposed to be here anyway. She was on birth control and the whole 9 yards.
My,
Like,
my mom's tubes were tied.
yeah, I'm
I fucking
100% a
snuffed
fucking
through, bro.
accident. My mom was on Depo. Like the hardcore, like fucking like
That
nuke
kid's
it
coming
all.
out. You might be weird.
I think it explains a lot about me, to be honest
Fucking
with
A.
you. And it's like,
Now we know why Jazz is stubborn. Fuck.
yeah. But like, if you absolutely positively want to be a parent, I get it. But if you're doing it because you feel like you're supposed to, that's the wrong fucking reason. And it will eliminate all of your happiness from life because now that is an obligatory parenthood
Yeah,
and
now
not
you
a,
feel like it's a duty instead
and not
of
a
want.
desire.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how you see these relationships just fucking fall apart and shit too.
Yeah.
So, but it also comes back to cash is king.
It really does.
And so, yeah, you can swipe plastic, but if you're swiping,
Plastic works in the first world just fine. But
does.
the simple fact is that when the power goes out, you need fucking paper money. You know, like you need paper money, or you need fucking coinage, or fuck for a while there you needed fucking AFIS Pogs. They worked.
And if cash wasn't king, there wouldn't be a cash discount at fucking gas stations.
That's true too. That's a good point.
Like you can go to a big gas station, like one of the huge chains.
You go like a Conoco, bro. They have
And
fucking cash
it's
discounts.
10 cents fucking cheaper if you're paying cash than it is if you swipe your fucking card.
It's almost worth it to go to the ATM inside and then fucking prepay. You know, honestly, especially if you have like a cool bank like Navy Fed or USAA that does like for military, for veterans, where they refund the fucking ATM fees. Who gives a shit? You know, you're getting it back, man. Go fucking.
But the reason I bring up that cash is king thing, man, is people are like, well, you know, we'll put it on the credit card and then we'll pay that later. And I'm like, so your ability to now pay for the lifestyle you want costs you 26%.
Yeah.
Is that thing making you 26% happier? Because that's the interest you're paying on that fucking money because you couldn't pay for it up front.
Yeah, but the system we have is broken anyways, man, because you need that 26% to prove that you're not,
that you can handle debt so you can get more debt.
So you can get more debt so you can buy more shit, right? Like that's the whole system that we fucking have perpetuated.
And stop listening to all those fucking TikTok financial advisors that are trying to tell you that like I'm as wealthy as I am because I have all this debt. Okay.
Wrong.
Go look into their fucking background. And when you figure out that, well, yes, they have all of this positive equity debt because they sold some fucking company for millions of dollars and they had the liquid to be able to fucking do it. That's what they're not fucking telling you. You buying a box of fucking Pokemon cards on your credit card thinking that you're going to flip it on the internet and that's how you're going to make your money, you're an idiot. Knock it the fuck off. You're also not going to go be a famous influencer.
Unless you get like a first fucking edition Charizard, apparently. I just saw one go at auction for like fucking $5 million.
And
for
you're
a
not
fucking
gonna,
Pokemon card.
You're not going to find it. You're
like,
not going to a flea market to do that. The internet has ruined all of that. Everybody knows what everything's worth.
Yeah.
Like there are no more fucking, that's like cars.
I miss the flea market.
Yeah.
I miss the flea market when
was a
people were
good
just
time.
selling shit for what you could negotiate.
Yeah.
Now it's just, you have a business, but you're too poor to afford fucking real estate.
That's true. Because there's that flea market right up here. It's not far from here. It's right
Buses.
between you and me.
Bussey's flea market with a giant armadillo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That used to be awesome.
Yeah, I fucking dude. I took my kids there for Santa pictures once, which is the most white trash shit I've ever done in my life. He was a great Santa though. He was looking. Honestly, the guy was a fucking old fat biker dude with a white beard that looked the fuck apart. Man, he killed it.
This
He
Christmas, you need
crushed
to
it.
come by the store. The Santa that we have,
Yeah,
that's literally right outside my door.
yeah.
He's
He's fucking.
like
he's the
mid
dude
60s, real beard.
that comes and hangs out in your bar.
Comes and hangs out in my bar.
Yeah, I'll come fuck with him.
It's fucking great to have
Dude, I should-
Santa that just walks into my bar.
I should put
and it's
my fat suit on and my Santa suit and go in there and just be like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Yeah.
Y'all should stage a Santa fight.
This bar's counted for there, Nick. Ain't enough room for the both of us in this pole.
This pole ain't long enough for the both of us.
But cash is
Fuck.
king, and it always will be.
Absolutely.
The fact of the matter is that people like physical objects, and
What's tangible?
the digital number thing isn't going to work. It's the why barter's still a thing.
Well, and you can play the game with, you know, if you want to put the tinfoil hat on, it's a lot harder to track cash.
That's not tinfoil hat. That's just fucking facts.
Yeah.
Look,
Ask any bartender.
Oh, I know.
You know, like the only tips that are ever
I
fucking
am-
claimed are fucking credit card tips,
I am
man.
self-employed.
Nobody claims their fucking cash.
Yes, I have a corporation and all that kind of shit. I'm still self-employed,
Sure.
which means the money that I make is based on the pass-through of my bank account.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I made a cash deposit at my bank. Because when I have to do the taxes at the end of the year and I have to show my P&L and my bank statements for how much cash was trafficked through my business, guess who's not paying 27% on cash deposits?
Yep. Yep.
And that's their system.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, and if you're listening to this and you're like, "Oh, the system's rigged," yeah,
yeah.
it is. It's fucking 100% rigged, and Jazz is just utilizing that system that's in place. Like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing Trump said. Dave Chappelle talked about it on stage when he did the whole thing, and people like the people that he knew couldn't believe how Trump could get fucking elected in New York. And they're like, he's like, that's because you don't see the rest of the world, man. Like where he lived in Ohio, like, you know, those people fucking love Trump.
My
Because
favorite quote from Dave Chappelle
he
at this
was like,
point is
I know the system
He
is
just did
fucking
it.
rigged because I use it.
he just did another stand up and they were like, what are you going to do if Trump gets reelected? And he was like, probably get a fat tax break.
Right?
Like,
Fucking
you get to the point where it's no longer about whether or not you agree with their social paradigm. You have to start worrying about you. Who gives a fuck if the politician is giving you a fucking warm and fuzzy? Figure out how to work whatever fucking system is there.
Who gives a shit if he's a rude douchebag? I like paying $1.38 a gallon, man.
Oh, fucking A, right.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. I don't care if he's offensive.
Go back to spending less than $2 a gallon for premium for the bikes.
Yeah.
It's disgusting right now
Yeah.
that if you go buy a new anything and can get to about 9% on your interest rate, you're getting a good one. 9% is a good interest rate right now.
That's fucking crazy.
Like if you go buy a vehicle right now and you can get it around 9%, that's a good interest rate.
I saw
Don't believe me? Go to any major auto manufacturer and do the whole like, what would my payment be? And look at what their default interest rate will be. It will be about 9%.
Yeah.
That's for good credit. That's 700 plus credit. 9%.
I saw it was like an infograph about the Great Depression versus today.
We're worse.
Percentage wise,
We're worse.
we're fucking
By the way, with
terribly
inflation,
worse.
with inflation, the
Like-
average income level during the Great Depression with inflation would be about $82,000 a year.
Yeah.
That was the average salaried income level during the Great Depression. Would be the equivalent now to $82,000 a year.
Yep.
So if you don't think that our economy's fucked, go check your salary. Now, I happen to know that we have a pretty healthy fucking blue collar listenership on this show.
Yeah.
Do you make 82 grand a year salary? Salary, not I work for a union and I work overtime, so I'm clanking 70 hours a week and I get
yeah.
I
We're
get
not
it.
talking about time.
You've
and
got
a
a
half,
good
man.
work ethic.
Yeah, we're
I
not-
appreciate it. It's sexy as fuck.
Yeah, we're not talking about time and a half and stuff. Plus, this is average, national average.
National average was $82,000 a year.
Like bring fast food in
Yeah,
to that.
so
and like,
now-
you know, minimum wage jobs.
And they did it on
bring that
cost of
into that.
goods and all of that kind of shit.
Yep.
We are worse economically right now for earn to spend than during the Great Depression.
Yep. They just call it a recession now. They just changed the fucking name. That's all it is.
Well, it's because the stock market hasn't crashed because we deal with fake money.
Yeah.
Because now you can you can have companies operating in the red that get valuations in the billions.
Yep.
So yeah, cash is king because fake money is whatever the fuck they tell you it is.
I don't know. I know my mattress stays a little fat. I know that. I make sure I keep cash around for the rainy day, right?
Justin made fun of me the other fucking day because I had some cash on me and he was like, this is how I can tell you don't fucking have anxiety because I don't understand how the fuck you walk around with this. And I was
This is
like,
true.
I know what cash does.
Yeah.
I'm also responsible for my shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
And if you were to be robbed and they took that money from you, you'd
That's-
be like, well, I was carrying that money.
Yeah, that's on me. I had it on me.
That's on me, man. Like cause effect, motherfucker.
But to be honest with you, I'm a retail owner coming off of summer. So go ahead, rob me. I need a stress reliever. Like that's fucking because I own a retail store and just came off of fucking summer. But like now's maybe not the time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
try me in like January after I just came off fucking gift giving season. I'd be like, maybe he needed it more than me.
Yeah, right.
But right now, maybe don't be that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my employees are fucking around right now.
Yeah. We had that
Yeah,
conversation.
we had that conversation today when I talked to you. And
Yep.
I was like,
because we forgot to do something.
oh, motherfucker.
Jazz gonna get fired up.
I got a comment. I asked whether or not one of my employees accomplished something. And the text message I got back was like, no, we didn't get that done.
It's like, you
And
got-
I'm looking
you
at
got
it
a
going
mouse in
like-
your pocket.
I'm like,
this is wee shit.
we, see, I don't think you know how this works. See, I gave you money and I expected certain services to be fucking conducted. Those services weren't fucking conducted. I held up my end. You didn't. Which means that now the only we is involved is a problem.
Yeah.
So if you're getting paid, you don't get a gold star. It's not a wow. You really, it's your fucking job. It's what you're getting paid for.
Dude,
Your reward is a fucking paycheck.
where's John when we need him?
Yeah.
John
Yep.
is just do your fucking job.
Just do your fucking job. It's not that fucking hard. Like, if you agreed to do it, cool. If you don't have the bandwidth to do it, then fucking man up and say you don't have the fucking bandwidth. I'll find another solution. But don't waste my fucking money.
Right. No, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
For a long time, I lived by the whole, like, there's 3 things with a man you don't fuck with. You don't fuck with their vehicle, you don't fuck with their wife, and you don't fuck with their money.
Yep. Their car, their woman, their cash.
Now I ride the bike. So I've changed it to vehicle.
Same difference.
It used to be car, but now don't fuck with my
Don't
vehicle.
fuck with their bike either. Shit.
Don't fuck with my wife. Don't fuck with my money. If you're not fucking with those 3 things, we can come to terms on just about fucking anything else. Now I've got people fucking with my money. And it's not just him. There's just some reining in that fucking needs to be done.
Yeah.
So, because you're fucking with my money. And my thing is, keep this in mind, a good employer will never be held hostage by anybody that fucking works for them. Do not think you were fucking irreplaceable. A good employer can absolutely either A, replace you or just do your fucking job. And I look at it and go, when I opened that motherfucker, I told you today, when I opened that son of a bitch, I did it all myself. And I got big enough where I could hire people to buy my fucking free time back.
Yep.
Don't think I can't do your fucking job.
Yeah.
I'll just save the thousands of fucking months that I spend out in fucking labor and you're fucking gone.
This is why Jazz tried to offer me a job. He was like, literally, he was talking about being a bartender. And and he used me as an example. It was like, my fucking best friend can bartend in circles around you motherfuckers. And you know what? He happens to be unemployed right now. I could give him a call.
I just call him and be like, bro, I've got this event. You're going to clear $600 in cash in your fucking pocket. You just need to
say
sling
less.
beer.
Say less.
Wait, like, do you think I fucking need you?
I will bartend your event for you.
I'm actually, so I brought in a chick to do it, and I'm not going to, it's not an exaggeration. She was there for 7 hours. She cleared $480 in 7 hours.
Yeah.
All she did was she walked around that tournament hall, fucking asked if anybody needed anything, and slung beer. That's fucking it. She cleared almost $500.
Nice.
Slinging beer. I can't get a single fucking employee in there to do it. And she's a pro bartender at CI. So she took the day off over there and came and slung for me.
Yep.
And doubled her income on the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you guys not fucking get it? You sling booze. You sling booze and you have to be nice to people.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I don't give a fuck if you know about the product that I sell. Everybody in here knows it. They all know the shit that's in here. You don't need to know this.
Yeah.
I need you to be personable.
Yep.
I need cheerleaders. I don't actually need salespeople. But if you don't do your fucking job, you're wasting my money.
A bartender's a host of a party.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's his job. Your job is to host the party.
But I told you about some of the other shit that didn't get done
Let the
too.
fucking manager and the employees handle the fucking retail side of it. Bartender's there to host the party.
But I don't have anybody that I currently pay anything for that I can't do what the fuck they do. And I'm like, if you can't deliver, you're fucking gone. What do I have to give up my video game time? Okay. I am a dirty fucking capitalist.
Yeah.
So if I look at it and go like, I can't play my video game and I can save all that fucking money.
So if Jazz ends up taking a couple weeks here and there off the show again, it's because he fired his manager and he needed to fucking work on Mondays.
Oh God, I'll burn that motherfucker to the ground. I don't give a fuck.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah.
Cash is king. That's the fucking bottom line, right? Money talks, man. Does plastic work in the first world? Absolutely. But
We need to get back to 80s ideas of capitalism.
hell yeah, Reaganomics and shit.
No. I'm more talking like Wall Street. Just fucking, why'd you do this? It was profitable.
Yeah,
Like-
right. Jordan Belfort to fuck it up.
I was about to ask. I was like, is that like Wolf of Wall Street era?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
That was 90s. Wall
Oh,
Street.
was it?
Wall Street was in the 80s. Had Charlie Sheen in it.
Yeah.
And that's
Michael
where the
Douglas.
Michael Douglas.
and
Oh,
Michael
this is
Douglas.
a movie. I thought you were talking
No,
about
the
like
movie.
actual Wall Street.
It was called Wall Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
The
okay.
movie was called Wall Street, and it's
But
one
it,
of my
but it was accurate.
but it was accurate. One of my favorite quotes of all time, and it's the reason that my business also runs an e-com division and all that kind of stuff. It's why this company runs on an e-com mostly model. It's money never sleeps. The internet has given us the ability to sell 24 fucking hours a day. Money never fucking sleeps. So I have shit that I now ship nation fucking wide because the the third shift guy that needs to shop with me at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. Sure. I pack it up. I ship it the fucking next day. It's that fucking simple. Like, but we need to get back to that. Instead, we're like, but it doesn't feel good.
Right.
Do you know what does feel good? Paying all my fucking bills.
Yeah.
Like, that feels fucking fantastic.
Being able to do whatever the fuck I want.
Do you know what feels great? Meeting Mikey and going like, hey, what do you want to drink? And he goes like, well, I'll get, no. Pick something fucking decent to drink.
Yeah.
And then being able to buy his fucking drink. Do you know why I can do that? Because money never sleeps.
Yep.
It's fucking profitable. I live a better quality of life because I'm willing to focus on the fact that profit is what buys me the quality of life. Money may not buy happiness, but it sure as fucking does get rid of the shit that makes me sad.
Yeah, right. Whoever said that never rode a jet ski. I believe that, man. Like,
money doesn't buy happiness. Have you seen the paint job on my new bike?
Spoken like a true poor person.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, man. Like, I get it, dude. I grew up fucking dirt poor. And the happiest I've ever been was when I was fucking rolling. Like it just
happiest moment I've had in a long time. I was sitting at fucking Twin Peaks watching the Savannah Bananas.
Nice.
And there was my bike, my wife's bike, and a couple other Harleys parked out front. And this guy went $50,000 for 50 horsepower. And I literally was able to look, just went like, spoken like a guy that can't afford it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for you not being able to keep up.
Yeah.
Work harder.
I don't know.
Kibby has a hat that's probably one of my favorite hats I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And on the back of it, it just says, nobody cares, work harder.
Kill your local pedophile.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that patch, but he's got a hat that says, it says nobody cares, work harder.
Yeah.
And he wears it into his fucking union job.
Yeah.
Because he's got a bunch of motherfuckers in there older than him that are like, I don't really have this gig. And he's like, I do. And it's like, he worked harder than you. You're not owed shit.
Yeah.
This is the land of opportunity, not the land of fucking guarantees.
It's like you used to see it in the military. You'd see guys that got promoted lightning fucking fast because they busted their ass, right? Like
high speed as fuck.
Like I was a 19-year-old corporal, a 20-year-old sergeant. Like I'm fucking lightning up there, right, into leadership. And everybody, and like guys that I came in with, like I would see them one year and they were like, we were both Lance Corporals. The next time I see them, I'm a sergeant. And they're like, what the fuck? And they're still Lance Corporals. And I'm like, yeah, man, fucking do your PFT, do your fucking job, work harder, apply yourself.
Well, the PFT is bullshit.
Work.
It is. Agreed.
Yeah.
PFT is bullshit.
But
it's also required.
It's a check in the fucking box that's required. Go do it.
Yeah. You fucking knew when you signed it. It's not like all of a sudden you got like,
Oh,
you didn't know the military required a certain physical standard?
It's like, I wanted to smoke weed. Well, see, when you signed that little fucking agreement that said you wouldn't do that while you were in, and then you popped, and now they're fucking you, they're not fucking you. You fucked you because you didn't know that smoking weed was against the law. And yeah, you fucking did, dude. You signed that contract, dude. Like,
well, in my state, you don't work for the state. You work for the Fed. Yeah. And the Fed said no.
Yeah.
And
when I was
job.
When I was in Colorado, it wasn't even legal yet. So like if you popped, you fucking knew you were doing wrong.
It doesn't matter now. It's the Fed.
Still.
The Fed said no.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they legalized it 100%. You signed the contract.
It says DOD on your fucking check, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. USMC, you signed the motherfucking contract, dog. That's how it worked.
So cash is king.
I always did love the PT argument, though. Well, fucking the PFT's bullshit. Dude, you're a Marine.
Yeah.
It's kind of our thing.
It's your job.
Part of our job is to be in shape,
is that
dude.
Marines are supposed to be fucking... it's supposed to be like the naked fireman, the fucking calendar. And if you don't buy that one, you buy the one from the fucking Marines.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I don't expect you to fucking do quantum physics. I expect you to be able to do push-ups.
And kicking doors.
Until I die. It's fucking...
Yeah.
I expect you to do push-ups while you kick indoors.
Yeah.
That's the concept of the Marine.
The only drug pop I would never get mad at Marines about was steroids.
Fucking no.
Fucking A.
I like your priorities, sir. The ad was fight dragons, not fucking stare at fuzzy posters. Pull your head out of your ass.
That's what I said. So fucking pull your finger out of your ass.
That's fucking sign this bitch off.
All right. Like, share, subscribe, smash the buttons, all that shit. I'm gonna raise my glass and say thanks, boys. So whether you're swiping a card or, fucking holding out that card, that hard cash greenback, capitalism clearly makes a better world turn, clearly.
No,
and if you don't believe that, if you're still one of those who are like, I disagree, then you've never been anywhere. Because trust me,
I'm going to tell you right now,
the rest of the world.
I've gone to all those worlds that you're worried about. cash has solved all their problems.
Mm-hmm. Every one of them. So a little bit of capitalism sprinkled here and there might fucking help them out. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, smash them, all that. 3 little things. Not hard to do. Not hard at all. Jazz?
Fucking smoke on.
Dave, the thing you used to do?
Drink on.
God damn it, kids.
Freedom the fuck
on. Later. Bye, bud.